Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday 15. As you may have noticed, I am not Stephanie Lee. I am Mary Stein. I'm the Senior Content Manager for Host Agency Reviews, and I'm standing in for Stephanie. And today is really exciting because I am not only a first time hosting Friday 15, but I get to host with someone who's in her first Friday 15 too. So let me introduce you to Ali Moffitt. She is the marketing manager of Andavo Travel. Hello, Ali.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to picking your brain. But before we jump in to the questions, I just wanted to promote our Host Agency Reviews Travel Advisor survey that's coming up. It's going to go live on April 15th, and we look at all sorts of things about travel agent fees and income and how people run their business, in hopes that it will help you as an advisor benchmark your agency and help agencies and host agencies like Andavo kind of get a pulse on their advisor membership as well. And so speaking of the survey and speaking of travel advisor income, the first question we got, Ali, talks about just that, the travel advisor income. And so it's a little bit of a long question. And this one comes by way of Anonymous. And Anonymous asked, I started in March of this year. I'm hosted, and I was just reading through the annual report, and I'm a bit disappointed. The report says the average annual income of advisors that responded was less than 40K. It also says that only 35% of agents that responded were new to industry. Is that really the average income? I'm trying to transition from part-time to full-time as quick as possible, since I know the faster I do, the more I can make. I need to replace about 90K of income a year. So I'm curious if this is going to be harder to do than I thought after reading the report. So that's a really good question, Anonymous, on how to approach creating your agency so you can scale to be earning 90K a year. And before Ali launches in with an answer on thoughts on how you can get your income to that level, I just wanted to mention a few things about this survey. First of all, our hosted 2022 survey was profiling income in 2021. So we're really like nowhere close to the recovery level. So the averages in that 2022 report was extremely low. And so my thought is, if you want to have a more realistic understanding of what you can expect income-wise, I would look at our 2019 reports. Our 2020 reports that look at 2019 income. And that year for hosted advisors, full-time advisors earned on average 64,000 and change. So I just wanted to put a little bit perspective on that out there. And also in that same year, 16% of hosted advisors earned over 100K. So when we do our next survey, we will look at income in all sorts of ways, like niche and products and fee models and agency scaling and all that fun stuff. So there's going to be a lot of factors, as I'm sure we're just going to talk about now. But I just wanted to assure you that the 2022 report is a bit misleading. So yes. And Ali, so I'm curious to hear from your perspective what you're seeing on the ground with your advisors.
Thanks, Mary. Yes, I actually agree with everything that you're saying. I think to really get a really realistic view, really to kind of take a look at those, 2019 sort of pre-pandemic numbers, while travel overall is really booming, which is great. I don't think that those probably would have reflected a full recovery quite yet. So I think that that's a really good perspective to have when looking at those surveys. And I think as far as for us, again, there's varying factors that I think can go into it. It can really depend on your level of experience. So if you're a new advisor, obviously there's a lot you're learning and a lot you're taking in and a lot, just understanding how to manage your business, work with various suppliers and vendors. Also, just, I think it depends on the type of travel that you're booking. Do you have a niche? Do you have a specialty? You don't have to. But I think to have an idea of what your target market is going to be really important, and have a really clear plan on how you're going, to kind of market to them, how you're going to position yourself in the industry and really focus. And I think having a clear plan and strategy, whether that's a marketing plan in place, to where you have really specific goals and really specific action items that you're going to take in order to get that. And then really look at that on, 6-month or yearly basis. We always recommend doing that for your business. You're actively working your business. That allows you the flexibility to kind of pivot if something's working. Then, you can switch gears and try something different and see if you can elevate it in different areas. So I think, we have our advisors, some of our most successful advisors, some of our top advisors. It really took them about 3 to 5 years to get to that level. So I think realistically, really having, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year kind of goals for your business and set that for yourself. I think that that's a really good plan.
Yeah, and we see that in the data too, that it takes about 3 years for income stability to just kind of take root, especially, the meat of travel advisor income comes from commissions, which won't be paid until after travel, oftentimes, or final deposit. So it does take time for it to develop. And we do have what Ali mentioned about like having a plan and vision for agency. We do have a travel agency business plan template on the site. So I'll be sure to link that in the comments. And it's a great, it's kind of just like a great field guide for your agency to help you benchmark your own financial goals, like over the long term. And it's really thorough. And so we'll just plug it in there. You can check it out, and be sure to take the survey when it goes live on April 15th. So we're hoping that data is going to look a lot more optimistic for 2022. So yay. Any other thoughts on that, Ali, in terms of what to expect income-wise when you're starting?
I think just, I'm a big strategy person.
Yeah.
So I think, having a really clear plan and strategy, and then working your business, being consistent, and be realistic with your expectations.
Yeah.
Like anything new, it just takes some time, but.
Yeah, and I think if you dig deeper into the reports to it, the editorial, whoever's listening, it can give you a sense of what you might expect at different phases in your career and depending on what you sell. So that's a great question, whoever asked that. So thank you for asking that. And so let's move on to our second question. And this one is about leads. So it's a nice, juicy one. I have a question about leads and what are some additional sources to find them. I personally feel that this wave season for me has been very slow. I am simply looking for some inspiration on how to find and generate more leads. And this question comes by way of Dina. And thank you so much, Dina, for asking this question. It's a really good one. And Ali, since you're on the ground with advisors, what are your thoughts on finding leads, and particularly relating to wave season?
Well, I think it's great that you have a focused niche, whoever asked that question. So that's really good because you're clear on your target market. There's several ways that I think advisors can go about generating leads for themselves, or trying to, go after and get more leads. One is, utilizing your own client base and asking them for referrals. Oftentimes that's kind of going to be the next best client, because they'll probably be similar to a current client that you're already working with. Sometimes it's nice. Some advisors can offer an incentive to those clients if they've gotten a successful referral for them, maybe a discount off their next booking, or, something like that. Just kind of some creative ideas. That's always a nice incentive.
That's a really good marketing tip. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And they're probably talking about their experience with you anyway. So this just kind of ups the ante a little bit to get them kind of to encourage to keep, talking about you and taking action to book with you. So it might be a new client coming your way. The other thing that we really kind of, look at is just networking overall. What kinds of things are you doing in your business to network yourself and your brand? Whether that's industry events and conferences, meetings to connect, different things like that, professional organizations and communities that you can participate in. There's even different virtual communities nowadays through LinkedIn and various places that you can try to connect and collaborate with others. So definitely look at something that's related to your specialty, your niche, if you have that, and really look within that community to try to kind of sell your brand. And of course, there's good old marketing. If you have a budget for your business, you could do Facebook ads, are usually pretty effective because you can really target your audience that way. So if it's specific to cruise or anything like that, you can kind of, tailor your ads that way. There's Google ads. Also just looking at what type of content you're putting out there for your blogs and your social media. I think, those are some key things to keep in the digital space to get your brand out there. I think the number one thing I can recommend is it takes time. Be persistent. Be patient, and don't be afraid to experiment with some different things in your marketing to try to see what works.
Oh, yeah. By and far, I hear from advisors that the best leads come from referrals and word of mouth. And, I think it takes a lot of that organic marketing. And I know that there's also, different like lead programs that you can use. So I think another part of it, would be, for example, if you're a CLIA member, putting up your advisor profile on the CLIA advisor site. And I know Virtuoso has an advisor catalog too. So just kind of taking advantage of some of those tools that are available to you. So, and we'll go and post a link to our leads resource in the comments as well. And I don't know, do you have any thoughts on like host agency lead programs, or does Andavo have any informal or formal lead programs that you use?
We don't have a formal lead program per se.
Yeah.
Our network of advisors will get some leads, but you had mentioned Virtuoso. Since we're members of Virtuoso as a host agency, they have a lead generation program where they have a profile. We also have a consumer-facing website where all of our advisors have a profile on there, so that just helps with their search engine optimization. Just one more place to be. Something that we offer. But I believe ASTA has a lead, which is a fantastic, partner if you're a member of ASTA. Highly encourage you to be, by the way. It's a great organization for our industry.
Yeah, they just had their candidate elections too. So, but yeah, you're right. Their advisor profile is really robust. And I think that a lot of great leads come out of that program.
Some of our advisors who are members of ASTA have gotten some leads. Most of our advisors are more on the luxury kind of specialty niche. So there is a little bit of a mix there, but I've heard that they definitely have had some success with their program, so their lead program.
Yes. Yeah. Ever since their new website rollout, it looks really nice. And so we'll make sure to put a link to the ASTA lead program as well in the comments and to check that out. So Dinah, I hope that answers your question. And our third question today, wow, we only have 1 minute left. I can't believe it. It goes really fast. The last question is, hi, first of all, thank you for this series. It's been so valuable as I've navigated my first year in this crazy fragmented business. My question is, I currently started my business as a sole proprietor, but feel the need to now transition to an LLC. As I understand it, this would result in a new EIN number. What is the best way to navigate this with my host agency and any current bookings under my old EIN? Thank you again. This industry is truly made better because of your work, Kaylee. Sorry, I just read it as it was written. I wasn't trying to to ruffle or compliment ourselves too much or anything. So thank you so much, Kaylee, for the kind words. So Ali, what's your advice for advisors within your network if they're transitioning their business structure from sole proprietor to LLC, or do you require advisors to come in with an LLC?
Yeah, it's a good question, and congrats, Kaylee, on completing your first year. It's a good question. So, for us, our recommendation is to speak with your tax attorney, really, because I think they'll be the best, expert in helping you navigate that transition. So that, for us, we do require everybody to have their business registered in the US and, have an EIN. But that's something that, in terms of us, we don't help facilitate necessarily, but really you want to probably consult a tax attorney.
Yeah. And Kaylee, I did do a little fun exploration of the IRS website, and possibly I have good news for you, and I will put this link in the website. But according to the IRS, you don't need to get a new EIN as a solo business operator unless you're taking on partners into your LLC model. So you might want to dig more into that and see if you even need to get a new EIN. And do you know, do hosts use an advisor's EIN to connect bookings to the advisor, or
I'm not sure what other hosts do necessarily, but it's, I think for us, because we do require it, I think it just kind of depends on your host. So you probably just have to find out kind of where their guidelines are.
Yeah. So check that out, and I'll put the link to the really fun IRS rules and regulations. But I'm hoping for your sake, Kaylee, that you don't even need to apply for a new EIN number. Maybe that's something that you can bypass. And then I'll also include a resource to our article, How to Choose Travel Agency Business Structures. And that just gives some information on how to start an LLC, and just considering things of like separating your financials, new bank account with your LLC, credit card, and just all those considerations, and getting connected to the state requirements for wherever you're based. So that was really fast. Oh my gosh. Well, shout out to Ali and Andavo for being with me today and helping me through my first Friday 15 and on Friday 15. So Ali, what's the best way to get in touch with you for people who want to learn more about you, Andavo, your program?
Absolutely. Probably the best way is just go to our website. It's andavotravel.com. If you are interested in learning more about our host agency and you are an advisor, whether you're new to industry, we do have a new advisor program for you. Whether you're an established advisor, we do have an intake form. And guess what? You'll probably end up talking to me because I'm usually the one that talks to everybody. So yeah, that'd be the best way.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Ali. It's great to have you with us, and it's nice to hear that you accept new advisors and in the luxury space and as a virtuoso host agency. So I know sometimes that is definitely something folks are looking for. So I appreciate all your feedback and your insights today. We got some more co-hosts coming up in the next couple of weeks. On April 21st, Travel Edge will be joining us. And the following April, on April 28th, Travel Leaders 365 is going to be hanging out with us. And if you want to get reminders for Friday 15, which why not? It's you can sign up for text or email reminders at Har.News/ Friday 15. So I hope to see you all next week. And Ali, again, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Mary. Appreciate you having me.
Bye.